Good morning. This is the message released today, the 17th of November, 2014, in the Sri Aurobindo Ashram. And one day you ask yourself, but then why is one born? Why does one die? Why does one suffer? Why does one act? You no longer live like a little machine, hardly half-conscious. You want to feel truly, to act truly, to know truly. Then, in ordinary life, one searches for books, for people who know a little more than oneself. One begins to seek somebody who can solve these questions, lift the veil of ignorance. We can, simply by a sincere aspiration, open a sealed door in us and find that something which will change the whole significance of life, reply to all our questions, solve all our problems, and lead us to the perfection we aspire for without knowing it. To that reality, which alone can satisfy us and give us lasting joy, equilibrium, strength, life. The Mother. On this day in 1973, Champaklal, the mother's loyal attendant, was sitting next to her and suddenly, impulsively, reached for her hand, just to see. He saw, knowing something of palmistry, that her lifeline was very short. On the 5th of December in 1950, he had looked at Sri Aurobindo's palm and had seen that the lifeline on Sri Aurobindo's palm was very long, and that, indeed, Sri Aurobindo had left sooner than was fated. He deliberately sacrificed his body so that it would advance the timetable and bring the supramental consciousness to earth faster. It was a sublime self-sacrifice, but he left sooner. But when he saw Mother's hand, he realized that the lifeline was so short that she should have left decades earlier. She could not have lived this long, but she did, so that she could be with her children, so that she could lead. If you look at this message, it is a simple message. It asks one simply to live from the truth of one's own being. It will take you to that, because that is not far from you, it is in you. It is inside you. You don't have to look outside anywhere. The Divine Mother is in you. you think about all that she achieved in those 95 years. She said it took her 1,000 years to shape the body that she would inhabit. That this indeed was the first time that she had ever come fully into incarnation upon the earth. Always before there had been emanations, influences, hints of what that supernal brightness was, here moving upon earth in forms that were meaningful to earth's inhabitants. Whatever region, whatever clime, whatever kind of people, she led always that march. And in coming into this birth, how quickly she recapitulated everything that she had achieved. But first, she had to move cultures. She had to grow consciousness across the globe so that it could support her being. A rapid advance, a renaissance was necessary to shape the world so that she could come and announce and embody this bright promise. And when she came, even as a child, even at the age of 3, she had the whole world on her shoulders, and she looked it. She looked a sovereign, even as a toddler. And then, when she pressed to find out what was the secret of existence, all the inner worlds were disclosed to her. In rapid succession, she discovered in the inner chambers of her being the secret recesses of the psyche, where the soul sits. She found herself in wide communion with the whole world. She started to bring down those splendors when she met and collaborated with Sri Aurobindo in Pondicherry. And their work together only grew. She could call forth, evoke the soul power in those whom she met, whom she accepted as her children, as her disciples, as fellow travelers. She was a light kindling other lights. Always childlike, she was a child leading children. And could conduct the sadhana for those who would permit that yoga shakti to enact in them, in a spirit of surrender, what she, the incarnation of the divine will, saw as necessary. And from that global consciousness, soul-centered, calling down the splendor of the supramental light, she caused that manifestation to occur in 1956, which yet heralds the future. And refusing even to call fineness, when that was achieved, brought the supramental consciousness and fixed it in the human body in what she called the Superman consciousness. And still she was making inroads into the cells of her physical body, even as the clock was ticking. The transformative process continued with her, and she did not leave her body until absolutely everything could be achieved that was possible to her. It was not a defeat, but a regnant victory with which she closed her life, unbowed, undiminished, unyielding. That light, as forecast in Sri Aurobindo's epic poem Savitri, will devour death. She has planted that light here. It is alive and it is active in anyone who turns their consciousness to it. Anyone who wants to act from the purity of their own being is immediately her partner in that world-changing sadhana. So on the 17th, a poignant day for us all, we remember her with gratitude. But that gratitude has to become dynamic. We have to commit ourselves to this kind of self-change so that the world can change. If we cannot change ourselves, we will never change the world. We must live from inside out, from the soul outwards. We must live from the light, from the joy, from the deep consciousness that is our connection to her. We are her children. We shall accomplish this. So we say together today, Jai Ma. Victory to the Mother. Bande Mataram. Hail to the Mother. We'll go for our meditation in solidarity, in her conscious being. And when we come out, we'll distribute prasad. Namaste. I salute the divine in all of you, mother's children.